What's going on, y'all? This is Huggie Pacino back with another video. I'm going to try to be as brief as possible. I don't want to take too much time. I don't want to get into conspiracy discussion. I don't want to get into the racial possibilities of discussion. I don't want to get into any of that. I want to be strictly on this, okay? For those who don't know, I'm born and raised in the Memphis, Tennessee area. I've been here my whole life. What we do understand is that the University of Memphis is not a safe area. It may come off as safe in certain parts, but it's definitely not safe to be up at 4:30 in the morning jogging. I don't care who you are. I don't care what you look like. I don't care what race you are. I don't care what gender you may classify yourself as to be. It's not safe to be up at 4:30 in the morning. It's not even safe to be up at 4:30 in the morning driving around Memphis. It's not safe. This is probably one of the most unsafe, probably the most unsafe city, one of the most unsafe cities in America. I want to speak on the Second Amendment. We don't talk about it enough. We don't talk about it enough. And I have been preaching for the last 15 to 20 years about women. And every single woman that I meet in my lifetime, I ask them, why don't you own a weapon? Why don't you have a gun? We're learning more and more and more about Eliza and her family and how they were, she was probably rich and they got wealth. And yeah, and as a husband, let me be the one to tell you, if this was my wife, my girlfriend, she would have a gun. There are multiple types of holsters, even for people who exercise, jog, wear loose clothing. It didn't matter if she had shorts and a top on. She could have had a waistline strap holster for something as small as a 38 or even a 9mm for that matter. She could have shot the person that's trying to touch her, grab her, kidnap her, or harm her at 4:30 in the morning. I will say that as a husband, he should have been more aware of this routine not being safe in general, because it was a routine. She didn't just wake up and did this. She didn't just start waking up doing, oh, I just felt like going running at 4:30 a.m. This is something they said was a routine. With that being said, I don't want to get into the conspiracy of the guy and who owns what and this, that, and the grandfather and the uncle. I don't want to get into that. I don't own a gun. Ladies, every single one of you, let me talk to you for a minute. All of you, I don't care what race you are, I don't care where you're from. If you're in America, and it typically, the states such as, every other state, I know California has its laws, and I know New York is kind of iffy, but Tennessee is an open carry state. There's no excuse for this woman not to have a weapon at 4:30 a.m. on foot. There's no excuse for this. It's totally unnecessary. It's totally ridiculous that she didn't have a gun. Not too far from the University of Memphis is Orange Mound. But University of Memphis area is still not safe. Not too far from there, like you have the Highland Strip, you got Poplar, you got Mitchell Heights not too far from there. East Memphis is not that far from there. Midtown's not that far from there. Orange Mound is right up the block. Like, this is not a safe city. No man would allow this. I'll tell you this. I just told my girl, you would not go out the door at 4:30 a.m. in your car. You will not do that. It's unsafe for you to get in your car at 4:30 a.m. in Memphis, yet alone on foot. It doesn't, the sun doesn't come up to 6:15 here. With that being said, women, own you a gun. I know a girl in Texas, 3 children, don't own a gun. There's no excuse for it. Own a weapon. Get a gun. We're in Tennessee, you don't need a license no more. Anybody can get a gun. Yeah, 22, I think she had a 2022 Cherokee, the Jeep Cherokee. No car, no gun. No gun. A gun could have saved her life. No one says that. We always talk about, well, we want to do gun control, this, that, and the third. What about the people who need to have guns? And I think every single woman alive, being that they're such precious beings, where they're defenseless in most cases, where trouble comes, it's very rare that they know how to defend themselves. She had a gun, she would be on the news talking about shooting the particular suspect instead of becoming a victim. To where now they possibly found her body in a certain area, which I just found this out, so don't quote me on this. But there's a suspect in custody, whatever the case may be. Women, get you a gun. Own your gun. Just don't be afraid of weapons. You know, my sister didn't have a gun all her life. She used to be afraid of guns, and now she owns multiple guns. You know, go to the gun range. Learn the parts of a gun. Learn what single action, double action is. Learn what a 40 caliber does, what a 39mm. You know, learn these different things. Like, yo, there's no excuse for this. This is very preventable. On the surface, I just want to speak about that. I don't want to get into other semantics and discussions that, you know, most people are having. All I'm saying is this didn't have to happen. This was very preventable. And the many situations like this, you know, abusive relationships, you know, domestic assault, etc. You know, learn to protect yourselves. Women, learn to protect yourselves. You can talk all this crap about guys on YouTube who got something to say about your attitude and how you act and what they don't like about you. But here go a man that's telling you, protect yourself. Let's see you talk about that more often. After all, you have the right. It's Huggie Pacino for the Huggie Pacino Effect. I want to say this. Her husband, you're a clown for allowing your woman to walk out the door at 4:30 a.m. on a routine basis. As a man of the house, you're supposed to be telling your wife, no. You're not running every morning. You're not going out the door. Like I said, my woman wouldn't go out the door at 4:30 a.m. Not even to drive to the store. I go to the store at 4:30 a.m. But that's neither here nor there. Let me know what y'all think. I'm out. Thank you for watching. Make sure you hit the like button and make sure you subscribe. And don't forget to hit the notification bell to receive all notifications from Huggie Pacino. In the description box, you can find all 10 channels. HP Media 1 and 2 are the 2 new channels. You can also subscribe to my dog Julio and Huggie Pacino 1 through 6. And there's also a Huggie Pacino Effect throwback channel. And you can also contact me via email and phone. And if you would love to donate to the channel, here's where you could donate. Cash App and PayPal. The link's on the screen.
Donations. 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 Gifts. Gifts.
Now that's Huggie Pacino certified.